4 years ago, on winter solstice, my friend and spiritual companion, Patty, died. I felt deep grief, but recognized she'd been in pain for a long time. Still, there's a hole in my world where Patty used to be. A year later, I found this lovely beach and thought that under the big eucalyptus tree might be a fine place to bury some of her ashes. I named the place Patty's Beach. I recently visited the beach again and was saddened that the tree had blown down and died. Since the tree had been growing just above the waterline, the rising sea level might have stressed its roots. This new loss left me feeling rootless and disconnected too, but when I slowed my gaze and opened my heart, I remembered that all beings die, and that the tree was as beautiful in death as it had been in life. While most Buddhists believe in reincarnation, I spend little time wondering about such things, focusing instead on the here and now. I've realized, though, that I must die to each moment in order to be fully alive in the next. In his book, Denial of Death, Ernest Becker argues that the human civilization project is our collective denial of death. Perhaps. What I know from my own experience is that I believe we, usually live in a conceptual world that the mind creates. This gives my life the illusion of stability, safety, and permanence. It lets me pretend against all evidence that I am in control. In an effort to buffer myself against pain, fear, and death, I build a wall between me and the non-human world, and even between my mental world and my own animal body. I suppress the awareness that almost everything alive today will be gone within 100 years. I refuse the profound experience of being the life-death process, and in doing this lose touch with the living world and with the experience of vibrant aliveness. Along with pragmatic action, an important aspect of environmental work is learning to come back to ourselves and to the experience of belonging to the earth, to accept the world as it is, including us. If we don't embrace ourselves and the earth right now, just as we are, we contribute to the problems we wish to solve. This doesn't mean that we don't work to protect what we love, but at the deepest level to realize that we are not in charge. In this acceptance, we can begin to slow down so that our actions arise from a place of equanimity and, perhaps, wisdom. Part of that wisdom is to embrace what Zen Buddhists call don't know mind, the recognition that finally we know nothing at all for certain. But how can we accept that we are not in charge and that finally we can't know what is right, and yet still work for what we believe is right? That's a challenge we must each face for ourselves. As far as I can tell, it takes a lifetime to learn, and it's a lesson that's easy to forget over and over and over. So it's helpful to keep a light touch and a sense of humor about our lives. It can also be helpful to really notice when we see other life seeing us, to remember that what we do affects not only other humans, but our non-human brothers and sisters too. In their stillness, elephant seals seem to occupy a liminal space between life and death, as if, when not fighting, fornicating, birthing, nursing, they've mastered the art of simply being.